Chapter 13. For lack of anything better to do, I eventually laid down and took a nap. A detective can't think when he's sleepy, and I needed to think harder than I'd ever thought before to get myself out of this mess. It was dark in the closet, so when I woke up, I had no idea what time of day it was. For a moment, I wondered if Potato Chip had left. Slowly, I stood up, but before I could even think about trying to open the door, there was another thump and a hiss. This time I didn't yelp, but it was clear she was still out there, waiting to devour me. How long have I been asleep? 3 days now. I could hear Potato Chip stir just outside the door. I bet you're really hungry and thirsty. Come to think of it, I was pretty hungry and thirsty. So thirsty that by my estimate, I'd probably been asleep for more like 5 or 6 days. Potato Chip was just lying to try and mess with my head. I bet you've really got to go potty now too, don't you? Potato Chip was right. I hadn't really thought about it, but once I did, I realized I definitely needed to go potty. It's a shame you just can't go potty inside like I can. Now she was really trying to mess with my head, but I wasn't going to fall for it. You're a liar. Going potty inside the den is a no-no. I'm not lying. I've got a litter box. It's my own personal potty place inside the lair, and I can go whenever I want. I think I might just go use it right now. I listened very carefully. The room was silent. Had she left? If she had, it was possible there would be enough time to open the door and make a run for it. But where would I run? Closet doors were easy to open. The door to the outside was altogether different. No way was I getting that open without hand paws like Libby and Bobby, and then I'd be stuck out there with that monster when she came back. I tried to picture what she might look like. With the sound of the thump she made on the door and the nastiness in her hiss, I imagined she was probably 10 times my size. Don't get me wrong, I could handle something 9 times my size, easy, but 10 times would be pushing it. No, my best course of action would be to wait it out. If there was one thing I could do better than anything on earth, besides detective work, it was waste time taking naps. I started to turn in my customary 37 circles to lay down again, and then I heard another thump and a hiss at the door. It took me by surprise, and I yelped. She was still out there after all. Good thing I didn't fall for her trick. When I woke again, it was still dark in the closet. As I stood up and shook myself, I braced for the inevitable thump and hiss at the door, but this time it didn't come. Did she get bored and leave? I waited several minutes before moving another inch. When it seemed like the coast was clear, I carefully pressed my ear to the door of the closet. It was silent. Not even the whisper of a breath was anywhere to be heard. The coast was finally thump, hiss, yelp! Stop doing that! I growled the meanest growl I could muster. I'll do what I want. This is my lair. This is my den, and you're going to find that out real soon. Potato Chip was really starting to get on my nerves. Oh yeah? How soon will that be? You've been asleep for 27 days now. I bet you really have to go potty now. Nope, I don't have to go potty at all. I was lying. I really had to go potty. I'd never held it for 27 days before. You know, you could always just go potty inside the closet. Wouldn't it feel good to relieve the pressure? I had to admit, the thought of relieving the pressure was almost too much to bear, but going potty inside was a no-no, and I was a good dog. I'd explode before I let myself become a bad dog again. I'd promised Libby, and more recently, I'd promised Trixie. Not gonna happen. Potato Chip could kill me, but she wasn't going to make me be a bad dog. Very well then. So you know my name, it's only fair that I should know yours. I thought about it for a couple of seconds, and it didn't seem like telling her my name would hurt, so I answered honestly. Henry Doggit, Doggy Detective. That's a stupid name. And Potato Chip isn't? I eat potato chips for breakfast. What are you anyway? What do you think I am? Mega Squirrel would be my first guess, and if that's the case, I'd like to introduce you to a friend of mine. His name is Roscoe. He's been looking for you. I'm no squirrel, that's for sure. And if you're scared of a squirrel, you truly don't want to know what I am. I'm not scared of a squirrel. I'm scared of squirrels, mini squirrels. The squirrel invasion, to be exact. The squirrel invasion? Duh, the squirrel invasion. The squirrels are planning on taking over the world. They're going to make you, me, and everyone their slaves. That's why we got to bork at them and chase them up trees, to foil their plans. I don't believe you. Potato Chip sounded nervous. I'd found a weakness. I don't really care. The squirrels don't care either. When the invasion comes, you're going to say, oh, I don't believe it's happening, and then the squirrels are going to take you away and make you their slave, and you're going to wish you'd been nicer to me because I could have stopped it. I don't like this subject. Let's talk about something else. Tell me about this Libby of yours. Potato Chip was obviously scared at the thought of the squirrel invasion, but I couldn't let her talk about Libby. You leave Libby out of this. I'll come out there right now and tear you to shreds. The hair on my back stood on end. You can thump and hiss all you want, but it won't stop me from protecting Libby. Sheesh, I get it. Touchy subject. Henry loves Libby. All you dogs are the same. And we're proud of it. Don't you forget that. Fine, I won't. We sat in silence for several minutes before it became clear I needed to take another nap. The urge to potty was almost unbearable, and the only way to escape it was to fall back asleep. Accepting that it might be the last nap I'd ever take, I turned my customary 37 circles and got comfortable.